Okay, this tree is absolutely stunning, but as you can see, it's dead. But I think that's my squirrel saying hi. Hi, buddy. But look at these stunning patterns. I am so inspired by them, and I want to create another nature-based painting. So we're going to take some big pieces like this and create something beautiful today. So this is what we got, some large pieces. I'm going to just let these sit in water for a little bit, just because they're really curly in some areas and pretty tough. And then we're going to get painting. So I flattened the pieces out. I just used a heavy mason jar filled with some water or some paint. And I soaked them, and as you can see now, they're a lot more pliable. They were quite curly and really hard like this. This one I don't think I'll use. But I picked out some really beautiful pieces. I want that side up because I really want all those divots in that pattern. And then I also love the color and the tones in the bark. Now, if you guys watched my other video, I did create a nature inspired, okay, this was a wabi-sabi piece, okay, which is a Japanese philosophy of art and interior design. And I also used some beautiful gel gloss, which you can see is clear, and it's also an adhesive, and it also looks like sap, so it worked perfect. But I love this piece, and it really depicts nature with the colors and the patterns. And as you can see, I changed the variation here, but this is so different and I just love it. So I'm excited, guys. I'll link this for you if you want to take a look, but very beautiful piece. So what I did here was I just took some parchment paper, because I've got tons of bark just flaking off. It was a dead tree, so the stuff is flaking quite easily. So to save me the headache of all this getting everywhere, I just applied some parchment paper here, and I could use regular glue or medium for an adhesive, but because the bark is a bit thicker and much thicker than my previous project, I've opted to use some drywall compound. So what I'm going to do is just butter the back of all of these, okay? And that will be our adhesive. So I'm just going to do a couple of these, guys, and then I'm going to speed it up and come back to you when it comes down to laying it on the canvas. it.